Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Next up for today's video, Beer's Courtesy Hot Butcher for the World. Thanks so much for sending it. I obviously really appreciate it. And this one is Mega Clang. Strata, Rawaka, and Nectaron hopped India Pale Ale, 6.5% ABV. They're the ones who got me kind of reconsidering Strata and looking forward in their beers, but also other breweries' beers, and I've really enjoyed that hop, so I do appreciate that. And then definitely also, so like I already knew that hop, but like they made me more interested. But then they introduced me to Rawaka and Nectaron, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool beer in terms of what's in it, at least for me, because of those connections of like, oh yeah, things I didn't either know to, I didn't pay attention to, or didn't even know what they were. The beer is just under a month old. New day, new beer. Try not to read the tasting notes until after I've given my thoughts. Proper glassware, so you know it's going to taste better. And as always, absolutely amazing can art by Dan Jetsa. I love his stuff. So this one, interesting. Okay. So this one, it's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. I admit, wow, words, slow down. It's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be, and a lot of their, like those doubles they do that are 7.5%, they typically seem to be like the same color to me, and maybe a little bit of variance, you know, some of the ones that aren't the 7.5 kind of series they do with the different hops. Even like some of their triples have maybe been basically the same color, maybe a little darker. Whereas this one is lighter, even going from that double to that single IPA. It's just lighter. It has a lot more yellow than orange in it. It's like hazy lemonade with a little bit of orange mixed in. The head is almost white. I mean, it is barely off white. Small bubbles. It's gone away quite a bit. Not that there was a ton when I poured it. Maybe I didn't pour it very aggressively. But it looks beautiful. I mean, it definitely does look in that New England style IPA family. Just for them and kind of what my expectation was, it is a little lighter, a little bit more yellow than orange. You can see what it looks like. Why did I spend so much time on what it looks like? I don't know. Let's get into the aroma. It's kind of cool that I mentioned it looks like hazy lemonade because it does have a little bit of like a lemonade, and then it has that nice, that's not the only citrus note though, because it does have some nice orange coming in. For an IPA that doesn't have Citra in it, I do get a little bit of that peach thing that I've really been getting a lot with Citra lately. What is that? Is it herbaceous? There's another familiar thing. I think there's some other fruity elements, but there's another familiar thing. Going back to the fruits, I swear there's a kiss of pineapple. And again, for a beer that doesn't have a hop that I think gives that off, that's really crazy. Like, it doesn't have the Galaxy or the, what's the other one that gives off, to me anyway, a lighter pineapple. Drawing a blank on it. Is it dank? There's like another familiar thing. Yeah, it's a little dank. It's got a little bit, and it's not, there's no, I don't get any pine in it. I get specifically that dank marijuana-y thing. But like the fruits, actually I'm getting more of it. The fruits are combating it, and the fruits dominate it. It smells fantastic. All right, let's get to the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Hot Butcher. Okay. First thing I get is actually the bitterness. It may be after another sip or two. You know, maybe it's just because it's the first sip. But usually you get that sweetness first, you know, then the bitterness, astringency, things like that can happen, right? So that's kind of, I wasn't anticipating that, but it was really good. That bitterness was in the way, or not in the way, but came through in the way of the citrus, the zest, the orange, the lemon. This aftertaste is very zesty also, which is kind of cool. So that's definitely a thing that went, that stayed throughout. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot going on. This beer is different than a lot of beers I've been drinking lately, which has me really excited. That bitterness, there was a little bit of sweetness this time before the bitterness, but like the bitterness still came in earlier than I thought it would. So in terms of that, you do get some of the old school bitterness in the IPA style, but it does have like a nice mouthfeel, and it does have some of the bursts of more modern fruitiness. When I say modern, like the New England style IPA family, I get soft peach for sure, but like an unripened peach. So I get soft. What's coming through is soft, but also the intensity. Like it's not like soft yet overly ripe. So it's like a soft, juicy peach. It's like a soft, underripe peach, like to be very specific with it. I definitely get that lemon. And again, with the hops that are in this is so interesting. It's lemon via, like coming through the white wine lemon note, like you might get with Nelson, or actually in a white wine. That's a trip. That's a trip and a half. I'm still trying to think what that hop is that's not Galaxy that kicks out pineapple. There's that little kiss of pineapple as well. There's a couple other like underripe fruit notes. Not quite berry. What is it? Let's see what they have to say. Berry lemonade. So, okay, so the lemonade for sure. They are saying berry. I'll go back in. Pleasant dank. So, okay. And candied orange. For me, it's not candied orange, but I did talk about orange. Like, I get that. I don't think this beer... There are moments of sweetness, for sure. It's not all bitter, right? But it does drink like an IPA that way, where it does have that nice bitterness. And I love that. But I just want people to be aware of that as well. For people who just want straight sweet juice, this does have a decent amount of bitterness, for sure. So, although I would agree it has orange, I don't know how many times you get sweet enough that I would think, oh, this is candied orange. But definitely that tasting note is there. I'm going to go back and look for that berry. I mean, maybe that's one of those low unripened things that I'm getting. Oh, I mentioned it before I read it, but it wasn't that. I don't know, maybe a little bit. I get it, but I obviously it's not enough that I would have said it or argued about it. But yeah, there's definitely at least one other fruity thing that I'm not pulling. I'm glad I said that the dank and yeah, with no pine, because sometimes a beer has dankness and pine, but those are two different things. And I think this beer does this beer does a really good job of isolating that specific, typically West Coast IPA thing without one of the other major, very typical West Coast IPA things. So like, just from a palate learning experience point of view, that's really awesome about this beer as well. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Strata can kick off a decent amount of dankiness. But yeah, no, this is really good. And I like that ABV too. So yeah, thanks again, Hop Butcher, for sending it. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. What are your thoughts on these hops? What are your thoughts on IPAs? The state of IPAs, where you think IPAs should go, the trends, whatever, anything. Give the conversation in the comments section below. Best part of doing these is interacting with people, for sure. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.